Hey everyone. So I love growing strawberries, and last year I grew some Honeyo's and Seascapes. Now those were later in the season, so they did have a little bit of a rough time, especially the Honeyo's, for adapting. So this year I did purchase some more strawberry bare roots along with some new breeds, and I thought I'd give you a quick update. But then two, more importantly, I thought I would go through the thought process that I had and four reasons of how I picked their specific breeds. So first, I'll do a quick update here. This was the tower that I had the Honeyo's. Unfortunately, because of the late timing of growing them, I think I did late May, so we were approaching summer already, only 3 of them made it. So here's one right here that's flowering. Here's another one. And then the third one was down here. So all the others that you see are the new bare roots. So I'm doing it actually at a proper time. It is currently mid-March, and I think this is actually a good time, and they're actually seeing fantastic growth for these new bare roots. So I'm hoping that I'm actually setting them up for success this time. 2 other breeds that I have been trying to grow are these 2. So one is the Albion, and then the other one is the Eversweet. So I've heard that these 2 are very sweet. Albion is actually grown by some farmers in California and originated, so I'm actually have high hopes of that one working pretty well here. And then the Eversweet can handle and tolerate high temperatures. So that is the other reason why I have chosen this one to see how it does, in addition to them being very popular and known for their sweetness. All right, so moving on from that, let's talk about the 4 things that I like to focus on when picking the strawberry breeds that I'm looking for. Now, if you're already at this point, I'm going to assume that these are important for you. Sometimes you can go to the big box stores and you can find just strawberries, and they won't label what breed they are. They should be fine for the region that you're in, but you can get a variety of breeds there. If you are picking your own breeds, I imagine some of these factors are important for you. So the first one is taste. So if you're going to be picking your own strawberry breeds, there's probably a specific flavor profile that you prefer or you think you may prefer. In this case, the Albions and the Eversweets that you see here are known for their sweetness. On the other hand, the Seascape and Honeyo's, they apparently have a little bit of tardiness to it, which people have claimed that they really enjoy. So I'm giving that a shot as well. So they're well reviewed and well regarded for their flavor, but they do have a little bit of a different taste to them. Okay, moving on to the second thing is when they actually grow berries and how much they grow. So an example is, you might have been hearing these terms like June bearing or ever bearing or day neutrals. What these mean is when the berries actually are produced. So the Honeyo's is a great example of a June bearing. So they produce one large growth in the summertime, in June, and that's when you get your fruit. On the other hand, Seascapes, Albions, these Eversweets, these are more day neutral, and they produce berries throughout the year. So that's something that you want to think about. Generally, I don't want to say always, but generally speaking, the June bearings are bigger because they can kind of take all that energy in and then grow larger berries, whereas you'll see smaller berries from the ones that are growing throughout the year. All right. Third is kind of growing climate. So I've talked a little bit about this earlier, but the Albions and the Eversweets, these are cultivated to be, the Eversweet especially, for high temperature. So supposedly they can handle close to 100 degrees. I'll definitely be testing that in zone 10. Albions are in California, so I feel like there's a good chance that these will be thriving here in zone 10 as well. I've heard the same thing for seascapes. Seascapes apparently also do fairly well in warmer temperature, which makes sense because I planted these at the same time as the Honeoas. And as you can see, I actually have quite a bit of seascapes that made it. On the flip side, Honeoas tend to do better in a little bit of a cooler temperature. So I am still taking a risk by growing them here, but at least it's something that I am aware of. So something to think about. If you're in a cooler region, you may have to pick a different breed than the ones that I've chosen here. If you're in a warmer region and you don't want to take the risk, maybe you skip out on the Honeoas and maybe pick something like the Eversweets that I had. And the last thing that I do want to mention is that certain breeds are more or less susceptible to certain diseases. So all these that I've picked here are fairly hardy, but if you know that your area seems to be more susceptible to like root rot, or you're noticing these types of patterns, maybe you pick a breed that is known for being able to combat or thrive against these types of scenarios. So hopefully this helps. Just a quick update on what new varieties I am growing, along with 4 reasons or 4 things to think about when you're picking your own. Thanks, everyone.